served in Israeli wars. I understand what happened in 67. I know what happened in 73. I know what happened in 80. I know what's happened during the Intifada and everything since then. I'm very well versed in it. However, what you can't get around is that the world will always support the underdog. That's just the nature of the political environment. And we have put ourselves into a position where we are perceived as, whether it's real or not. People don't look at the fact that we're surrounded by 7 Arab countries. They look at the fact that here's mighty Israel with the billions of dollars in U.S. aid and military support that we get, aggressing against these tiny, poor societies that are shelling us with Katyusha rocket fire and Morbus. Okay, that's all they see. That's all they see. And from that perspective, we look demonic in a certain way. And the only way to change it is to come to compromise. I have no issue with there being a Palestinian state. I have no issue with there potentially being a unified Jerusalem underneath the UN, the way that Ehud Olmert would have done it back in the day. And let the UN reside over Jerusalem, let it be a state, a city that is a capital for a religion for all people, for Christians, Jews, and Muslims. And it won't be a capital to anyone other than to God. And let them worry about it. Once you define borders, and you give them what they want, and then you can start having commerce with them. Then you can start trading with them. Then all of a sudden the tensions go away. And then if there's a transgression, it's not an act of why am I forgetting the word? Of terrorism. It's an act of war. Okay? And then you're not doing something that's underneath things, it's way out in the open, and if something happens in Jerusalem in particular, if it's a UN occupied territory, then you have the entire United Nations and the rest of the world to contend. There's ways of diffusing the situation. I'm not saying that we had any choice when you go ahead and fire from us using your own children and families as human shields, that there's much of a choice. Okay, you have to defend yourself. You can't just allow our people to be subject to mortar fire and rocket fire. And it's impossible to win a war in those situations. They've been very, very good at manipulating the media. They've used it to their advantage, and I think that we need to be smarter about it. It can't always be, first might and reaction. We need to learn to play the game a little bit, and just be smarter about it. Not to take any shit, not to back down, to still be strong, but to be diplomatic about it. And there is a way. We just need to recognize it and diffuse any religious aspect from it, to diffuse any, I know everybody's lost lives on both sides, and the time has come for a compromise. I hope that people eventually see the wisdom in that, and that they do what they should. My knowledge of it is extensive. My understanding of it is also extensive, and I know the corruption that's involved, and I know that you can't, that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Believe you me, I understand how things work, and I want no part of it whatsoever. I would not be able to look in the mirror every day and see myself and live. It's a very deceptive, corrupt way of living, and you have to make tremendous compromises to your person and to your own value system in order to affect any sort of change. I'll support a cause, I'll stand behind something, but I'll never run for public office. You're not the first person to approach me.